In 1987, it was a landmark treaty banning some of the most destabilizing weapons of the Cold War. The Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty banned any land-based conventional and nuclear missiles with a range of between 500 and 5,500 kilometers. Fears were that these missiles essentially made a catastrophic so-called winnable nuclear war between the Soviet Union and the US more likely. The missiles' short flight times, in some cases around 10 minutes, put nuclear forces in Europe on hair-trigger alert. The treaty took this strategic option off the table. But now, over 30 years later, the US is pulling out.
For almost 6 years, the United States has gone to tremendous lengths to preserve this agreement and ensure security for our people, our allies, and our partners. We have raised Russia's non-compliance with Russian officials, including at the highest levels of government, more than 30 times. Yet Russia continues to deny that its missile system is non-compliant and violates the treaty. Russia's violation puts millions of Europeans and Americans at greater risk. It aims to put the United States at a military disadvantage, and it undercuts the chances of moving our bilateral relationship in a better direction.
It issued the new Russian missile, the 9M729, known as the Novator. Washington claims it has a range of more than 500 kilometers, a treaty violation. Russia says its range is just below that, and so its deployment is allowed. The Kremlin accuses Washington of breaking the treaty too, citing the 2016 deployment of a land-based ballistic missile defense system, the Aegis Ashore, in Romania. In Poland, it's scheduled to be operational in 2020. The Trump administration announced its intent to withdraw from the treaty last year, and if nothing changes, Washington will withdraw fully by August this year. Moscow says it wants to save the treaty and accuses the US of fueling an arms race. And Europe, whose security from Russian nuclear attack has long relied on the INF treaty, has urged both the US and Russia to save it.
What we definitely don't want to see is our continent going back to being a battlefield or a place where other superpowers confront themselves. This belongs to a faraway history.
But for the US, it's not just about Europe anymore. The INF treaty limited Moscow and Washington in deploying intermediate missiles, but not other countries, like China. Free from the treaty, some US strategists believe it would give Washington more choices in countering Beijing. Others say, however, existing US sea and air systems can do the job without deploying more missiles in Asia, a move that could further destabilize the region. The demise of the INF treaty could have serious effects on upcoming non-proliferation and arms control talks involving other types of nuclear weapons. This also is the latest international agreement the Trump administration has decided to abandon, following the Iran nuclear deal, the Paris Climate Pact and the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Nathan King, CGTN, Washington.